After the strenuous trip to the Virgin, we enjoyed the straight, beautiful route up to Cafayate. Of course, such small floods are not an obstacle for us. Whether with or without mud. Cafayate is a nice, usually quiet tourist town. But then we got into a demo for better schools and education. An understandable demand, we think. Further north, it had obviously rained a lot in the last few days. We didn't see so many streams running across the road on our first trip to Argentina. The cars have to drive a little carefully at the larger fords, but the Argentines always take it very calmly. We drive north on the old Ruta 40 and slowly we leave the paved roads behind us. River crossings vary in comfort depending on the time of the year and the amount of rain. In this case, we only had to cross a small branch of the Rio Calchaqui, and that worked fine. Globy swayed back and forth like an ocean liner, but otherwise everything was easy. But if we have to cross the main river like here, we are happy to have a bridge, no matter how small and narrow it is. Crazy! They even ride their bikes! We are slowly approaching what we think is the most beautiful part of this route. We already had cycled the route over 2 years ago and were very impressed by the incredibly beautiful rock formations back then. But this time we drive the road in the other direction, from south to north. But we couldn't remember that there are so many bridges. Sometimes they are pretty narrow. And this time, as well, we are really overwhelmed by the colors and the shapes of the rocks. Behind every curve, after every hill, a new work of art of nature awaits us. You always think it can't get any better than that. And then Mother Nature surprises you. She can always go one step further. Now that we have traveled almost all of Argentina, we can definitely say that this part of the old Ruta 40 really belongs to the most worth seeing sections of the more than 5,000 kilometer long road. With such a varied landscape, you really never get bored. We leave the narrow rocky valley behind us and now enter the wide valley of the Rio Calchaqui, which we will follow to Molinos. This section of the road reminds me of the way up to the Virgin. At least it doesn't go that far and steep down, but it's still narrow. And yet again another bridge awaits us. Since it is not only narrow but also looks a little bit old, and it's also labeled with 15 tons, we stop and take a closer look at the whole thing. However, we think the bridge is okay, and Peter dashes off without hesitation. There isn't much space left. But everything works fine and we can continue our way north without any problems. We soon reached Molinos. This small bridge awaits us at the end of the village, but luckily we get over here safely as well. So pretty, such parrots have accompanied us on many roads. The road leads us once more to the Rio Calchaqui, which we have followed since Cafayate. We really liked the village of Calchaqui with its quietness and tranquility. There are a few hosterias, that is, hotels, and restaurants, but it seems as if the people here still follow their own rhythm. No sign of hectic. And then it's time to say goodbye to Ruta 40. We can't go any further north, the road is closed. And so we turn to make our way to Salta.